They said love is blind, but in her case, it was love that opened her eyes. She was born into power. He was born into grease and sweat. Two worlds that were never meant to meet until fate crossed their paths. Clara Okafor was the only daughter of Governor Okafor, a man known for his wealth, influence, and strict lifestyle. She had everything a young woman could dream of: a mansion, cars, private school, and endless luxury. But she lacked one thing: freedom. To her, every smile came with a guard. Every outing came with a rule. She wanted to live like every other girl her age, laugh freely, walk in the sun, and know what it felt like to be truly loved, not for her father's name, but for her heart. Across town, in a small mechanic workshop at the edge of Enugu, there worked a young man named Godwin. He was the kind of man whose dreams were bigger than his environment. His clothes were always stained with oil, but his words were full of wisdom. He lost his parents at a young age, but he carried their teachings like gold in his heart.
I may not wear a suit, but I wear honesty and hard work every day.
He believed one day, his life would change, not through luck, but through consistency. It was a bright Saturday morning when fate decided to play its card. Clara's car broke down just a few streets away from her family's private residence. Her driver had traveled home, and she was left with no choice but to look for help. After several failed calls, she saw a small signboard that read Godwin Autotech. Reluctantly, she walked toward the workshop. The smell of oil, the sound of hammers, and the sight of men working under the sun made her uncomfortable. But among them, she saw one man who looked different, calm, focused, and confident. "Good morning," she said softly. "My car broke down." Godwin wiped his hand with a rag, smiled, and replied, "Good morning, madam. Don't worry, we'll fix it." That smile, humble yet sure, did something to her heart. While he fixed the car, Clara found herself drawn into conversations with him. He spoke with depth, not flattery. He didn't care who she was, he only cared that she was kind. For the first time, someone listened to her, not because she was a governor's daughter, but because she was human. Before she left, he said something that stayed with her.
"Madam, sometimes life breaks down like a car, but with patience, the right hand and time, it starts again. This car needs a little sermon to get running again."
You speak like a pastor.
He laughed. "No, I just fix things. Both cars and people, sometimes." Days turned into weeks. Clara started finding reasons to visit the workshop, sometimes with a flat tire that wasn't flat, sometimes just to say hello. She began learning about Godwin's life, how he dropped out of school to care for his siblings, how he wanted to open a bigger workshop, how he believed no one is too poor to dream. In return, he listened to her stories of loneliness inside a golden cage. Their worlds were far apart, but their hearts grew close. One day, a paparazzi caught them talking at a roadside canteen. By evening, the news had reached the governor's mansion. Governor Okafor was furious.
"Clara, you are a disgrace to this family. How dare you mingle with a roadside mechanic?"
Tears rolled down her cheeks. "Father, he respects me more than half the rich men you introduced me to." The governor gave an order that she must never see Godwin again. Guards were placed on her, her phone was seized, and her movements were restricted. For months, she didn't see him. But every night, she would sit by her window and look toward the stars, remembering his words. "Even a broken car starts again." Godwin, on the other hand, didn't stop working. Instead of being discouraged, he worked harder. He saved every penny, improved his skills, and took an online business course. He said to himself, if love can't reach her through money, let it reach her through success.
Every day.
2 years later, a new automobile company opened in town, Godwin Auto Hub. It was modern, digital, and buzzing with activity. The same man who once worked under the sun now employed over 20 young men and women. One day, during a charity outreach organized by the governor's office, Clara saw a familiar face among the sponsors. When Godwin walked in wearing a clean suit, confidence in his steps, her heart skipped a beat. Her father noticed the admiration in the crowd as people whispered, "That's the young man who started from the street." When the governor was introduced to the sponsors, he shook hands with Godwin, not recognizing him at first. But when Godwin smiled and said, "Good afternoon, sir. We've met before, in a workshop," realization struck. The governor froze. His eyes softened.
You
"Yes,
are the mechanic."
sir. But now, by God's grace, I'm a business owner. I train youths for free on weekends." They all clapped. Even the governor couldn't hide his pride. After the event, Clara and Godwin finally spoke again. There were no tears, just peace. He looked at her and said, "I told you, with patience, everything starts again." This time, the governor himself gave his blessing. Not because of status, but because of character. He saw in Godwin what he wished every man had: dignity, discipline, and drive. Love isn't about class, it's about character. Respect isn't bought with titles, it's earned through humility. And dreams, no matter where they start, can rise beyond the fence of circumstance. So never look down on anyone because of where they are now. People grow, life changes,
every day.
and sometimes, the mechanic of today becomes the miracle of tomorrow. The end.